Come on, no, cut the horns. Cut the horns. I don't want to hear it.
No, we don't cut the horns. It's Soccer Over There, starring Nick Alifi.
My Monday night.
Stop my music.
That's right. That's how I should have done. I should have done like the heel promo. You cut my music. Oh, the sad trombone. Hey, it's Soccer Over There. It's Nick. It is Jason. It is John. It is Jarrett. And however long Jarrett is going to be here, surrounded by...
It's kind of hit and miss.
It's hit and miss. We never know. Look, this is the great Hyman Roth from Godfather 2 fame. This is the business we've chosen. So that's what happens when you have kids running around and you are trying to put on a soccer show. It gets a little crazy. So I apologize to those who were looking for the salty takeaway, the big finish. Thankfully,
the bitter end.
The bitter end. My man's Jarrett stepped up and made it happen. I was trying to find it, but Bally Sports is trying to make sure that it's extraordinarily difficult, if not impossible, for new users to use their content, which allegedly exists somewhere in the ether. I'm not going to email. I'm not going to email YouTube TV and ask them that demand my Bally Sports TV because Google doesn't care what I have to say. So
probably not.
I'll leave it at that.
I believe I saw that next year they're planning like a standalone service.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
So you would be able to just subscribe to Bally Sports Regional.
Oh! I thought Atlanta United was looking for a standalone service. I'd be like, well, I will.
Oh no! See, I would love a Bally Sports standalone because as long as the contracts are locked in, that way I could still watch the Hawks and the Braves. Because I don't like myself.
Well, Atlanta United and the Hawks give me reason to tune in. I don't know about the other one, but that's a topic for another day.
TV rights down here.
Yeah, it's TV rights down here. So it was an interesting weekend for me. One, a lot of us who have kids who play youth soccer were driving all over creation, much like the Oregon Trail, to get your kids to the end of the season soccer tournaments. I was at one in Jonesboro. So if you saw a short, bald guy with a very frustrated look on his face, that was me, probably, wandering around. The parking was impossible. It was like going to Bonnaroo. There's just cars were parked everywhere.
So it was Socceroo, is what you're saying.
It was Socceroo, and you had cars parked up anywhere you could find them, and then you always have the knuckleheads who insist upon it. You could tell they park the car and open the doors, and force the other cars to give like an extra 4.5 feet of clearance on each side. So no one else can park. So the spot is just small enough where your car won't fit, but it's large enough to look appealing. So you have these guys who are like, there's a space, turn right now. And they go to turn and they almost like gouge down two cars. I know I'm going off on a tangent here.
Well, no, because then it creates another problem because the guy realizes that he can't fit in the space, and then because he's got traffic behind him and traffic coming, and the road is probably only about 1.5 lanes long.
Correct.
The guy's got to back up. And he can't see off to the shoulder because of the car that's obstructing. And so it creates another traffic jam because you're trying to get out of the space that you thought you could get in.
Exactly.
And you're causing more delays because you thought you had something and you don't.
Exactly. And the spouse and the kids are all beating the dad upside the head. We told you couldn't fit the car in. And it was insanity all around. So to said...
It's because most people are driving a Spanish man of war from 1640.
That is correct. It was. It was like the Spanish man of war, the Dwight D. Eisenhower, and the Red October were all parked right next to each other in this particular. And then the Dallas was trying to pull in to take the torpedo.
The name of the aircraft carrier that the Japanese sank. It took them like 8 tries to sink it.
That's right. Yeah, and was that the Wasp? I think the Wasp took like 400
the
torpedoes.
damn thing limped home almost.
That's right.
The Japanese threw everything they had in
it. I'm just saying. Look, said tournament holders, please, in the name of all that is holy, find extra parking. And you know what? Second, I know we've been locked up for a while, and I'm going to get a lot of heat for this, but aunts and uncles, you don't have to go to the tournament. There's limited parking. Your kid does not need their own individualized supporter section. Mom, dad, great. If you can fit in one vehicle, you can go. If you can't fit in the other vehicle, it's like the survival sci-fi movies. We have to shut the watertight doors. You're not going to make it. You're going to be sucked out into the vacuum of space. It's not happening for you.
Does anyone know what's going on here?
Got to leave it at that. All right, Milan. I'm this heated because Milan drew against Cagliari, and there's no stupid reason for them to do that. I'm really trying hard not to use profanity because Champions League was so close. And then it fell apart. What can you do?
You're still in a Champions League spot.
Okay. Have you read the stuff that has to happen? They have to beat Atalanta.
Yeah.
Okay.
Atalanta's sealed. They're in.
No, but they go by the Cobra Kai. There's no mercy in this dojo rule.
Well, who do they hate more, Milan or Juve?
They hate Juve more, but they're not going to let Milan just walk in.
Atalanta let them walk in. Let them in.
Gasparini, come on, man.
Let them in.
Life's a lot easier if you just admit that your team's having an off year and you just don't care. I promise.
I can't do that because I'm not a Braves fan, and I would have been doing that since 1996. So that's not going to work for me. Just throwing that out there. Yankees come back. So it's just one of those things where I'll have my
Jim Leyritz is still actively drunk.
He is still. I have to call my cousin in Bergamo, see if he can talk to some of his people. He's a lawyer. I'm sure he's represented some of these guys, and just be like, look, my cousin in America needs some help here.
Some official for that game starts driving around in a Lamborghini.
Yep. One of the more controversial referees in Serie A was caught driving around in a fine Italian sports car, kind of sort of out of the realm of the official salary.
Does not fit your bank account, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't he have invested properly?
Because he's an official.
Because it doesn't fit the narrative, Jason.
Yes.
I forgot with your black helicopters and such. What if he won in the stock market?
Don't care. Who was he putting his money with? Juve? Was it happening? See, that's the problem. And my Aunt Susan used to say it. She used to say, Nick, you look suspicious. If you don't want trouble, don't look suspicious. That's the whole thing. This guy is looking suspicious, right? And that's
because he has a nice car.
Yes, you cannot be an official riding around in a Lamborghini or a Ferrari. You better have a. In fact, you don't get a Fiat. Don't even get a Fiat. Like import a Honda or something and drive a Honda or a mini car around and be like, I am but a poor and humble official. I have no money. Please give me some coins. And then go home to your mini mansion in the Tuscan Hills and live however you want to live. But don't ride around with the top down, right, with your staple gunned muskrat on the top of your head and think that it's not going to cause any problems, especially in Italy.
I like how this is just an Italian thing with bad hair pieces.
It is, because my people have long suffered under the yoke of lying to themselves about the full head of hair. A few of us got the clue and said, no, we're not going to have the weird peninsula thing happening and all of it. Just shave it and get it over with. And we age pretty well doing that. That's what we do anyway. We shave our heads, we get it over with, we move on. But a lot of Italians don't. And Antonio Conte, Conte's one of them. He's got that thing on his head. I don't know if he went and had something laser designed. Like he got like the National Geospatial Agency to map his head with a satellite and then hooked it. It's like Darth Vader. The thing locks in place vacuum seals.
So it's like Anakin Conte?
Yeah, I'm just saying. It's like it looks kind of nice, but if you go back not too terribly far, do we remember the movie Kingpin?
Yeah.
All right, so Bill Murray at the end, when he's like super frazzled and his comb over has gone like, it's like sticking straight up like this. That's what Conte's hair was like in the 90s. Like, he had nothing. It was bald up here, and he had a ring of hair that he would comb over. And there's a picture of him standing next to the goal with the comb over sticking straight up. Don't do that. Just shave your head. He would look great. He would look like Lex Luthor if he shaved his head. He'd be a good-looking guy still. He would look very imposing and powerful.
I was going to say, he'd be looking more evil if he just went ahead and shaved his head.
Embrace it. Just embrace it. Like, we're going to run to 3-5-2 or to 3-4-3 today, and we're going to grind it out. You're not going to see the ball. You're going to be very frustrated because you're not going to break our low block. Have a great time. I'm evil. Bye-bye. Ha-ha. And that's it. If he did that, it'd be A-okay. He doesn't want to do that, though. Instead, he lies to himself. It's okay. It's like Inter lies about their bank account.
Boy, man.
They won a Scudetto. They won the title. Let me hate.
I'm gonna
hate on everything until they have nothing
This
left.
has been a very bitter and angry start to the show. Can we have a little fun?
No.
Come on, please. Wow. Please, can we have a little fun?
Yes, let's have fun.
A video has emerged. Remember, I think it was last week when we had the clip from Pep Guardiola talking about celebrating and the parties, and he said the pizza was the best part of the party because everybody in England just wants to drink the whole time, and he was very happy about having some food along with his party. And he said it was nice when they won the league. Well, a video has emerged from said celebration. And I haven't heard it yet, so if Pep drops some bombs, I apologize for Pep. I don't think he does, because I think he is singing in the clip from what I am seeing.
If it's the video I have seen, to my knowledge, he does not drop bombs.
I don't think he drops bombs, but this is behind the scenes of Pep Guardiola with a big, fat cigar celebrating the Premier League title. He's singing along with people in the dressing room. He's lip syncing pretty well.
Oh no, I didn't have you right now. She knows it's too late and she'll walk the all night.
Pep is having the time of his life. That is amazing.
Go for it, Pep.
Yes.
Sing those Gallagher Brothers tunes.
Yes, they love it. I'm sure they're happy about it. Even Liam, and he hates an old these days.
Well, good for him. I would rather have that than some stodgy guy in the corner like, hey, we don't do celebrations. No.
Like Big Sam celebrating.
That's right. With the Supreme Deluxe Pizza.
Even Pep celebrating has got people riled up. Craigie hates that song. Craigie's a Sunderland folk though. Perfect Tommy says Oasis needs to go away. They have gone away. They're gone. Because Noel and Liam can't stop calling Noel a potato on social media, and they keep arguing. So
he's a potato.
I do love Oasis. I saw Oasis in 1995. Was it early 95 at the Masquerade? Their first Atlanta show. It was awesome.
I remember when they said that everyone was like, "Oh, they're the next Beatles," and then no one expected them to go like Jeff Jarrett and try to beat each other with guitars.
There's that. You didn't see that one coming. I love the Oasis. I'm sorry, folks, who don't love the Oasis. Man, Pep can't even celebrate without making people mad. Big Sam is not celebrating. I don't know what Big Sam would be singing to if he was celebrating anything. No clue what Big Sam's song would be.
Love my gravy, want my mashed potatoes now.
Please, what? God, tell me you recorded that, Jason.
Yes, it'll be recorded, and it probably will be clipped. And
There we go. Thank you.
What just happened?
Do we have the timestamp on that? Can we get the timestamp?
I will etch it into my brain.
So okay, so the Twitch pitches are ready, going nuclear.
They went nuclear on your hatred of the Braves first off, Nick, and then
come on, win something.
Now they're going nuclear on Oasis.
Red pennants at that stadium. There's like all these red pennants. Oh, we were so close, so close, so close, so close. 95, so close, so close, so close, so close. Come on. You won against Cleveland. You won the World Series against Cleveland. Like the one city that is like more messed up in sports than Atlanta, Cleveland. Come on. That's like, I saw the comparison today on Twitter. It's like a toddler going against SEAL Team 6.
Oh, God, we're going to do this. Okay, cool. Okay, cool, let's do this. The 95 Cleveland team is probably the best offense from that decade.
Yeah. Jacob Shield was nice.
Manny Ramirez was hitting 7th, I think, in that lineup. Jim Thome was hitting like 6th in that lineup. Yep. Eddie Murray was 108 years old in that lineup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have no beef with the way that team was put together. It was put together with the idea of we're going to score 1,000 runs, and we just need pitchers to keep it close. And so they got Oral Hershiser and Dennis Martinez.
Yep.
Who were like 100 years old, right?
Each.
Yes.
Yeah, each.
Yeah.
Not collectively,
yeah.
each.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
each.
Yeah, you can come at me for the Braves hate. That's fine, but and that's a-okay. I don't care. Doesn't bother me. David Justice, you're missing everything like David Justice in the postseason.
I don't know who hurt Nick, Ron. I have no idea.
Well, see, David Justice deserves all the credit in the world because David Justice actually called the fans out for their behavior here and lack of enthusiasm.
He did.
And then went and backed it up by hitting a ball
to
Sandy Springs.
Look, Braves fans can come at me all they want. During Derek Jeter's last season in New York, you had no problem putting fans in the stands. Chipper Jones had to go on Twitter and plead with you guys to show up to Turner Field for his. So, come on, guys. Come on out. This is my last season. Come on.
See, I'm the California Angels fan in this discussion. I'm just laying back knowing that we stink.
But you guys have committed a war crime, though, because you have stashed two of the all-time great talents in Mike Trout and Albert Pujols, which is their own fault because they took the stupid money. And they are essentially on lockdown forever.
Well, Pujols got waived and
he signed
with the Dodgers. He goes cross town to be with the Dodgers.
Right. I know. They wheeled his sarcophagus down from Anaheim on the 305 down to Los Angeles.
Up to 5, go to Dodger Stadium, win another ring, retire.
There you go.
Not that it means anything, because if you've seen the Dodgers roster this year, it looks like the injury list at Verdun.
Yeah, but look, Braves fans, look, keep it to yourselves. Tell the whole world, tell yourselves. Or you feel free. Put it on the Twitch pitch. We enjoy the engagement here. Let's go. So what else do we want to talk about? Is everybody on the Twitch pitch up in arms about the 7:05 start on the hatred of the tomahawk choke, or what are we doing?
No. Jeez.
I mean, if we want to bring this back, if we want to keep it stateside but bring it back to the sport of choice, we could talk about how everyone's kind of excusing the fact that LAFC is literally living in the basement of the Western Conference, but no one wants to talk about that.
The funniest thing I've seen is LAFC being 12th in the MLS Power Rankings according to ESPN, except they're 13th in their own conference.
Yes.
Sure. Which is nuts. It's absolutely nuts.
The math on that one for me, please, because I don't understand it. This is soccer over there, and we'll definitely throw shade at LAFC and other things as we go. But there is a big story that has emerged today that we should talk about. According to Sky Sports, Harry Kane has again told Tottenham he wants to leave this summer. Manchester United, Manchester City, and Chelsea have been in touch with the players' representatives.
He wants to win something, right?
I feel like this is but guys, no, I was serious. I wasn't joking kind of thing.
Yeah, it feels like no. That wasn't just I was having a bad day. It is I'm leaving.
No, I'm having a bad life.
Yeah, well, that's a little harsh.
I'm serious.
I think it is just.
I
really want to go. It's time to ship me out of here. Make your bank, but I want to leave.
Mm-hmm. And he should.
Yeah,
he
no,
should.
I agree.
Look, I'm sorry, Weavers. Weaver family. I have nothing but love for you. He's not going to win anything there. If they were going to win it, they would have won it by now. If they were going to do something huge, they would have done it by now. If Levy was going to invest properly in the team and get them over the hump, he would have done it by now. The only thing that's been proven is that you were always one player away, 2 players away, 3 players away, and it's not going to change anytime soon. So Harry Kane, go and chase whatever dream it is. What do we think the odds are for him staying in England versus going abroad?
Oh, 95%.
Yeah, I think he stays. I think he stays at home.
I'm going to give you 5% just to be polite.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we think of Manchester United. Is that the?
God, could you imagine if City grabbed him? Imagine if City wins Champions League and then it's like, hey, yeah, we're also going to bring in Harry Kane to replace Kun Aguero.
Oh. The faces that would just explode when the ticker goes across the bottom of Sky. England International Harry Kane signs with Manchester City.
He would fit. He could play there. He could actually play in that system. He could play in that style. He could.
Hell yeah, he could.
Chelsea, I'm not really
credit for on the ball.
Yeah, no, he's very good on the ball. Chelsea, I'm not really buying. They'd have a lot of work to do to make it make sense because you'd have to ship Timo Werner out at that point. Manchester United still could, even though they did re-up Cavani for another year. I don't think they're going to overpay because they might want to get into the Erling Haaland sweepstakes next year because Dortmund's in Champions League, so they might not sell this year. Probably won't. It sounds like they're setting a ridiculously high number to sell right now if they're going to do that. I don't think they do. So
he was a monster in the German Cup, by the way.
Yeah, no, he's a monster. He's a monster who loves monstering, as they say.
Mm-hmm. And his celebration run is hilarious.
Yeah,
I hunched over like.
If I think Manchester United, and see, this is the tricky thing for them, and going big picture in England for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I think talent-wise, City, Liverpool, Chelsea, cut above.
Yep.
There's a gap.
Mm-hmm.
I also think that Manchester United has to be a title contender next year, or all the work that Ole has done to get them to this point is washed away.
Agreed.
They're not built right now to be a title contender. The best thing they could do would be to, from a business perspective, go after Erling Haaland next year, pay the release clause, get him out of there, have him pick to come play for Ole, and ride it with Cavani this year. They can't afford to wait. They can't. They have to go try to get Harry Kane now, even though it might not be the best decision in the long term. They've got to be competitive next year. They've got to be in the title race.
Mm-hmm.
And if everybody stays healthy, they are at best fourth in the Premier League. They're at best fourth on talent with City and Liverpool and Chelsea.
And it's been great to watch Ole grow into that job and to watch him, really, because even throughout this year, you had people saying, okay, it's time for Ole to go. It's time for Ole to go. Okay, let's go new manager in here. And I think if you want him gone now, you're a bit of a knucklehead if you want him gone now. But yeah, I agree. I think they have to go get Harry Kane because you don't know what Haaland is going to want. He may want to stay, believe it or not, in Germany. If Borussia Dortmund, if he seems to be,
Mino Raiola wants money.
Yes,
fair, but at the same time, Haaland seems like a bit of a weird cat who may want to be like, you know what, I'm okay here for a minute. I may want to stay here for another year or two. That wouldn't necessarily be the worst thing, as long as Dortmund maintains their Champions League qualification. But you have to, if you're Manchester United, you have to go get Harry Kane.
Yeah, if you can. I mean, $150 million, cut the check.
Yeah, Gotta get that deal done.
You gotta. And especially with the ownership, not exactly being popular these days.
Also correct.
That factors into it.
Yeah, it does.
That factors into it. If, hey, they need to come off the hip with some cash to try to make people happy, well, now would be the time.
Yeah, it's like, you want a good move in the public eye to sit there and get back in the good graces of folks. You chase after Harry Kane and you grab him.
Yep. And then drop a note, just like you drop with the Super League. Like, no, I'm not going to make a public appearance because I never make public appearances, but I got your stupid player. Have a Coke and a smile and a great day.
Except they never dropped a note about the Super League. They never posted an article or a tweet about joining it. They were like, yeah, we're in.
It's like, yeah, we're a part of it.
About it. No, they didn't even say that. It's like everybody else said it. They're like, we're with these guys.
Yeah, we're focusing on the Bucks.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, we're trying to keep our noses clean. Oh, well, we couldn't. Oops. Ed Woodward, you're fired.
God. Oh.
What a public relations nightmare that whole job has been.
I can't wait for the 30 for 30 on the Super League.
The Super League.
It's going to happen.
I want like the oral history of the Super League and how everything happened.
What's crazy to me about the Glazers, I've met the Glazers, right? When I worked for Tampa Bay the season before they went before they went to the Super Bowl the first time, and then the season they went to the Super Bowl. And the Glazers were always on the sidelines. They always came through. They shook everybody's hand. They were very friendly. They were very outgoing. And to watch this, where they seem so aloof and so far away and distant from it all, it's a little mind-bending to me to watch these guys who I've met, who are very personable and very friendly, be so standoffish. And I'm like, guys, there's a part of me that just wants to be like reach through the screen and be like, you're better than this. I've watched you be better than this. Like, stop and talk to the fans for a minute. Stop and talk to the supporters. Issue some words of comfort and clarity. Look, we chased the money on Super League. It didn't work. We're sorry about that. We want to bring you the very best. That's job one for us. And because when we bring you the very best, we're not going to lie. You spend more money, which is great for everybody. And then we can go and make big, stupid, crazy signings that you're used to. And we failed in that endeavor. It is our aim going forward to dominate this pyramid to kingdom come. When the day that the horns of Jericho blow, we will be Manchester United holding the trophy. That's what they should have said. And instead, no. So now you got to come out and say, we're going to dominate and we're going to get Harry Kane. We're going to put it in like 12-point font with like the digital signing, the printed signing, and we're just going to post it somewhere. That's it. We signed Harry Kane. We will win. Sign the Glazer family. Have a great
signed,
day.
Enjoy.
Yes.
We're just throwing that out there. All right, what is the Twitch pitch chiming in on this now?
I don't want the Super League 30 for 30 before I get the Cincinnati one. About Cincinnati's process from USL Power and Darling with their run through the US Open Cup to, as he gestures broadly, to what they are now.
They have a really nice stadium.
Yes, they do.
It looks very nice. I can't wait to see it in person.
They took advantage of two old center backs.
Yeah,
that's about where the good things ended.
They did, but then there's other bad things that they did because they have one old center back that they added who we'll see how long he holds up in MLS. Yes, Jared is probably washing dishes, Jason Nix. Is that true, Jared?
No, I'm shopping.
You're shopping. He's at the Kroger or the Publix?
Aldi. Plot twist.
Oh, wow. Didn't see that one coming.
Oh.
At the Aldi. Jared's gone fancy on us.
Budget, man.
Mondays with Reddit.
Headline, goal.com, Delict, Matthias Delict. People at Juventus laugh at me because I don't wear designer clothes.
Well, they should be laughing at you because you get washed on somewhat regular occasion now, sir.
Oof. He says people laugh at him because he goes for comfort over style.
Good for him. See, and I really hope And this is Goal.com that's posting this?
Goal.com. He said, I'm Matthias. I am myself, and you will not see me going to training in a tailored suit. It's just that simple. My profession is football player. I want to be a star in the field. Sometimes I get laughed at the club for what I wear, but I don't care. As long as I feel good with my behavior and how I dress, I am satisfied. The most important thing is to perform well on the field. Then people respect you much more than when you're wearing certain clothes.
You're in the wrong country, my man.
Well, Coco said they laugh because you suck, bro. Man, Coco, that's harsh.
Could not have said it better myself.
Wow.
Could not have said it better myself. No. Look, he's been washed this season, and it's not really his fault as the midfield hasn't protected the back line as they should. People have sort of figured out Juventus at this point, which is why they are not walking away with Scudetto again. Not to mention the fact that the players belong in like the Museum of Natural History, a lot of them anyway. But you know,
here is the wonderful Ronaldo beast.
Yes, the Ronaldo beast, the Chiellini-saurus. I mean, Buffon, I'm still gonna play. No, you're not. Go home. I love you. 2006, you have a statue in my heart. Go home.
Say it with me right now. Starting keeper, Inter Miami next year.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
No.
They're gonna pay him under the table. They're gonna give him like some kind of like he's gonna be the face of some sort of Mas Brothers product, and then they're gonna. And look, we just signed the face of our new cellular program over here. This is Gigi Goulan. Gigi Goulan is going to come and he's going to play in the goal now. He's going to come out. He's going to have like dyed blonde hair with like the Hulk Hogan, like handlebar, like Fu Manchu mustache thing going on. That's what's going to happen. Bank on it. Just saying. No, but look, he will be the darling if Allegri takes over, and I know that I've seen the rumors of Allegri to Real Madrid. I'm not buying it. If he takes over Juve, Allegri will love the league. He will be the poster boy for that club going forward. So, but you're in the wrong blanking country if you don't think these guys will clown on you for wearing regular clothes, especially if you're getting washed. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, Badger on in the Twitch pitch. I think he's outdone it. He goes Jurassic Park.
Yes. Twitch pitch. Unload your hate. Look, I'm sorry, but let's go back to pro wrestling for a minute. The whole point of a heel is to generate maximum heat and get the baby face over.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody loves when the heel, the arrogant heel, the one who runs his mouth nonstop and talks a ton of trash, finally can't get out, can't roll under the ropes, and finally can't get away and gets absolutely hammered, and the crowd goes nuts, and that's what we call a pop. Serie A is popping right now at the prospects of Juve maybe missing out on Champions League. It's delicious for those of us who are so inclined to hate the black and white. It is delicious.
River Plate has presented a list of more players who have tested positive.
Oh, my God.
They are playing in the Copa Libertadores on Wednesday, and if you haven't been paying attention to this as the bots come hanging out in the Twitch pitch, maybe they heard about River and they're hanging out. They don't look like Argentine bots. I don't think Argentina has bots. River needs some help because on the 15th, 2 days ago, they had 10 positives, then more with 5 more. Then today they issued a statement just a little bit ago, and they are freaking out on TIC about it with 5 more, and the nutritionist and the kinesiologist. problem is, remember back when CONMEBOL announced when they were going ahead with the Libertadores and everybody's like, okay, this is going to be kind of difficult because people are going to test positive and how are you going to handle this with rosters? CONMEBOL said, no worries. You can have 50 on your roster. 50. River turned in a roster of 32. 10 plus 5 plus 5. That's a lot. Now, I believe they are going to be scrambling to have 14 players. And it gets better. They had 4 goalkeepers on that list of 32.
Yes.
All of them positive. All of them.
I'm sorry, what?
All of them. They got no goalkeeper.
Okay.
And I guess I'd seen talk about, well, who's the emergency keeper if things get crazy and you have no subs and somebody's on the field? Who's the emergency keeper? 1 or 2 of them are also not going. So they are trying to figure out who will be the goalkeeper for a Copa Libertadores match. At home, by the way, on Wednesday night. Oh, and this group that River is in, they are not in any way guaranteed to make it to the knockout stage. This group's a little complicated at the moment for River. They're in Group D. Fluminense leads the group on 8 points through 4 games. River's on 6 in a qualification spot. Junior is on 3, and Independiente Santa Fe is on 2. That's who River plays this week. It's all up for grabs. Now, River has their last 2 games at home. That helps them, but whoa. Yeah, Burn, this is going to be must-watch just because of the chaos.
Right. Like, now making his debut for the team, 11-year-old.
It's John Cocktoes.
Well, they should have put some of their reserves on, and they didn't. And they're paying for it now. Because, well, and now people are already looking because, look, if you get this figured out and you say how this goes, you could still have more positives, And if River is unable to field 7 players, it is a walkover and it is a 3-0 to the opposition. They have to.
There are some years where you just you tell the coaching staff, like, guys, you may be called upon. There's a clause in your contract that says you may be asked to do things above and beyond your initial job description. So this is that time. Lace them up. Just go out and do your best. Win one for the Gipper.
There is talk about them possibly not being able to play. And all the different conversation. If they don't show up and they could show up, then they could be expelled from the competition. So they can't just not go.
Oh, wow.
Like, they can't say, like, no, we're not going to play because they're kicked out. Now, if you can't play because you don't have enough players to play, well, then it becomes that walkover and it's a 3-0 loss, and you're still ahead of Independiente Santa Fe on points. Depending on the other game, you could still be in a qualification spot.
If you play a wall of illegal players, like seriously, you go through it like in the neighborhood and just be like, hey, look, you, and you are now River Plate players. Let's go. And later on, it's discovered, like talking about like 20 minutes after the match, that these dudes are all illegal. It's a 3-0 win. Technically, you wouldn't be booted then, right? Because you fielded a game.
I would assume illegal players would fall under a different section. You would probably be kicked out for doing that.
I am racing to find any sort of legal gray area in that, whether it's the management, whether it's the water boy.
Okay, from what I'm seeing. And this is from a River journalist, Wally Jakovsevich. Wally says that right now, players who are cleared to be able to play, they've got 10. There's one more, Enzo Perez, who could be available to play. That would get them to 11.
Wow. Put them in a submarine right now.
Yeah.
Put them in a submarine and put that thing 400 feet underwater.
You better cook some tests if you got to do this to get them ready to play. Like, don't have them test positive tomorrow.
No.
Come on, man.
They are the first ones in the Argentine space program. We're putting them up into orbit.
for a
You're
day.
You're not coming down.
For a day. Craigie is volunteering his services. Perfect. Tommy's volunteering his services.
Right. I volunteer. I'm in the worst shape of my life. I volunteer.
Hell, I'll play for him. Jason's seen me play. He knows what's going to happen.
You could be the goalkeeper, Jarrett. You're at least tall.
That's right. That's true. Jarrett, he has the crazy wingspan. He could make that happen.
More than 21 infections at the moment.
Barbecues are canceled.
Yes, no more asados, River Plate. They did play on the weekend and took it to penalties against Boca and lost in penalties. Maybe shouldn't have played that. They had a bunch of kids who got time in that game, but they can't play them in Libertadores because they weren't put on the roster when you had 18 extra spots you could have used and you didn't, and now it's coming back to bite you. So it looks like 10 players are available at the moment, and they might get Enzo Perez. Possibly.
Yeah. Hey, Timmy, Johnny, over here. Go talk to your parents. Hand them this permission slip.
Mm-hmm.
Copa Libertadores. What?
Would you like to play in the? Would you like to be a part of the Copa Libertadores field trip?
That's right. We paid $5 and some popcorn.
Yep. You get a free jersey out of the deal.
That's right. You get a free jersey. We can make that happen.
I have searched about a half dozen different juice box purveyors. There is no line posted.
Oh, yeah. That got dropped a long time ago.
Right.
Mommy, what's a Barra Brava?
That's right.
Up to 20 players have tested positive. They might not be able to field 11. I don't know if they've decided what they could do in goalkeeper yet. You had 5 players who tested positive after the game with Boca, and then the additional ones who tested positive tonight. I was trying to see where they're at with goalkeeper at the moment. So there are 3 professional keepers who are under contract. Armani, Lux, and Bologna and the reserve starter, Petroli, all tested positive. So that's 4. Leo Diaz, who is their top youth goalkeeper, hasn't played at the reserve level yet. He wasn't put on the roster. They have appealed to CONMEBOL to be able to add him to the roster. That has not been decided as of yet. He played at La Bombonera, so he played on a Sunday against Boca.
Get nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they should be allowed to do it. They had 18 spots on the roster.
Yeah, you had 8. You put on you're allowed 50. You only put in 32. This is a you problem.
Yeah,
they had 18.
This is a Mighty Casey version. This is a Mighty Casey story.
So Enzo Perez might not be fit enough to play. Felipe Peña Biafore, his brother tested positive, so he might be ruled out of it. That would take you down to 9 if Perez and Biafore are not able to play. And that's assuming everybody else tests positive. They can show up with 7.
Right here is the 18.
If they don't show up with 7, it is a walkover and it's 3-0 to the other team.
If you have 9, you get one guy to walk up in the middle just for the kick, the first kick, and then he runs back, and the entire squad parks in the 18. You go nowhere else. Nowhere else. You just sit there.
Everybody.
I don't care what you do. Sit there.
This is somehow going to be more structured and less dumb than when the Silverbacks had to go play the Rapids, and I'm here for it. At least that when you started with 11 on each side.
You did, yeah. And then everybody got sent off. And that was good times. This match is at 8 o'clock on Wednesday. It will not be on Paramount Plus. It is Copa Libertadores, so it will be on Fanatis, fntz.co/soccer down here is where you can get a subscription if you don't already have one. It is on the BN family of networks as well. Yeah, this thing's going to be ridiculous, and they've still got about 48 hours before they kick off, so there is a chance more people test positive. Whew.
Oh, Man.
Good job, River Plate.
For those who don't know the Mighty Casey fable, it's this Babe Ruth type baseball player who can hit home runs like crazy, and he's the best baseball player of all time. And he watches the first strike go through, and he's like, not good enough. The second strike goes by, it's like, not my style. And the third one, he unleashes this mighty swing and misses. No joy in for Mighty Casey struck out. And this,
no joy
and this
in
is what you have
this day.
There's no joy in Buenos Aires tonight in that particular neighborhood because these knuckleheads did not fill out the proper roster, which is mind-bending.
You just put 18 more guys on there just in case.
Literally.
You just reserves and your best kids, if you've got it sealed and you go into the last game and you want to play like some 18-year-old, cool. You do it.
Yeah. Who's left for keeper? Steve. Steve's playing keeper tonight. Who's Steve?
He's in like the seventh team here at the club. Right. We had an extra spot.
Right. That's Giuseppe's kid, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Do that.
No one enjoys this more than the Brazilians, by the way.
I don't think River will be singing that on a Wednesday night.
No, and no one's going to enjoy this more than the Brazilians. They're like, oh, one less Argentinian club we have to deal with?
Well,
sign me up.
Not necessarily. Who's going to enjoy this the most is Boca fans.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, the Boca fans might actually be singing that song, Mocking River.
Boca fans would be singing far different songs that we would not be allowed to play, even in Spanish, because they would be horribly offensive about River. Horribly offensive.
It's just. I don't. This is if CONMEBOL rewards this stupidity, because again, it's not like a meteor hit your training facility and you have to go source players from scratch. It's not like you have players who suddenly went on like a playing strike because. I don't know. Like they stopped serving mate in the cafeteria. The morons in charge did not fill out an appropriate roster. You can't afford that, and you just have to let them know. Look, you're not getting any special treatment. You don't have enough people. You don't have enough people. Don't be idiots next time. This is your stupid tax. Whatever money you were going to make by advancing in this tournament, that's your stupid tax.
I would agree with that.
That's right.
All right, we got to get into a tweet from Alejandro Bedoya today.
Oh, God.
It always can be a little dangerous when Ale starts tweeting, but he said this.
It's going to be okay, Nick, I promise.
He said this. Are there people that think the championship is still better than MLS? Watching this Barnsley versus Swansea playoff game, and it's like watching a volleyball match. He ain't wrong.
There are people who want that.
It was horrendous.
Oh, it was awful.
Horrendous. Let's take a look at the numbers.
Please.
Possession was like 51-49.
Yeah.
I've never seen this before in a professional match. Never. Swansea was 140 out of 296 passing. That's 47%. Barnsley was worse. 44%. So, just to show you, Swansea played 296 passes. 104 were long balls. Yes.
There are people who want it.
I feel like I walked into Gravy Ball.
Aerial duels. So, 52-31, Barnsley won the aerial duels. They lost the match 1-0. Those aerial duels, 83 of them, is almost 4 times the number that were in the Atlanta-Montreal game from Saturday night. It was horrible.
That's awful.
Horrible soccer.
There are people who want this.
And
I think
it's horrible. My description of it is Occasionally you like to eat some crappy fast food.
Yeah, Crystals.
Yes. Driving back from our soccer down.
I digress.
It's crappy. Driving back from our soccer down here live show in Dalton, I was hungry. I wanted something to eat. There was a Crystal. I stopped. I regretted it the next day.
Oh, yeah.
But I stopped, and I had the Crystals with cheese. Because occasionally, you like to consume some crap.
Yeah. When we were coming back from Nashville, where did we stop? White Castle.
Yes. However,
same thing.
When all you eat is crap, you know what happens.
You deserve to have a heart attack at the age of 27 and weigh like 912 pounds and look like Jabba the Hutt.
This is the part where I tell Jason and all of you that when I was in high school, I did a showcase and a camp at LSU baseball, and they fed us Crystal for breakfast and lunch one day at Alex Box Stadium.
That's
because we're in high school and our bodies can handle that.
That's true.
Because it's the middle of summer in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and we're eating like Crystal Chicks for breakfast and like Crystal burgers with cheese in the afternoon, and then going and playing baseball.
It's baseball. I mean, you're standing around most of the time anyway.
You're sweating it out.
It's Louisiana.
Yeah, you're standing around sweating. Yippee.
It rains, and then when it stops raining, somehow the air becomes a liquid.
Yeah.
The mustard and like grimy onions coming off the flat top were leaking out of your pores, all right?
Mm-hmm,
we know.
Exactly.
Oh, no. We weren't standing around. This wasn't games. This was drills. This was conditioning.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you were...
No, sir.
This was running.
Yeah,
this
that's
was like, this was get your catcher's gear on. We're going to bounce baseballs at you for 45 minutes. Then you're going to run poles.
That's true. That's true. Okay, I take back my slander of baseball. I'm sorry.
Yeah, if it was games, absolutely.
Yeah,
you would be right.
You could have Crystals
between
innings.
Crystal, like they fed a bunch of high schoolers a bunch of Crystals, just because.
So a choice was made.
That's a budgetary choice.
I'm gonna.
They went on to win the national title like 2 years later. God bless them.
I'm gonna draw a correlation here. Alex Piscine, it was Badger who said, and I'm gonna say that watching this match would be like Nick eating at Fazoli's.
Yeah. Okay.
Have you been to the Fazoli's before, Nick?
No, I refuse to.
You refuse? Do you know the Fazoli's?
Yeah, sure.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no. Look, it's the same. Look, I'm lumping it in with the Olive Gardens and everything else. Like, if you go there, you're making a choice.
If
you watch this and you enjoy it, you're making a choice. John is the exception because he's part of Swan's Trust, and Mindy Kaling is like his best friend. But besides that,
no.
No. I tried watching a little bit of it. I was like, this is absolutely absurd.
I tried
something productive like work, and
I tried.
And then I went back to an Excel spreadsheet, and that was more entertaining.
2 professional teams combined to complete less than 50% of their passes.
This is horrendous.
That's disastrous. Now let's go ahead and talk about the.
Hold on.
Oh, God.
Gravy, love my
gravy. Okay, I gotta have a basis for comparison here. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Give me a random game from the weekend. Just pick one. Somebody say a game from the weekend.
Minnesota.
There you go.
Minnesota?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me pull up Minnesota, and we will compare the numbers. I didn't get to watch the Minnesota game.
Should we use Cincinnati as the baseline, as like the basement?
Do we want to use Cincinnati as the crap game?
Yeah, let's use Cincinnati as a baseline for awful.
Okay, because, so Cincinnati, Miami.
A toxic waste dump.
That's what we will compare it to. So, okay, yeah, that's about what I thought. So, possession lost is a number that SofaScore and Opta and all those track. So, possession lost in Cincinnati, Miami, pretty even. Miami lost possession 123 times. Cincinnati lost possession 121 times. In this abomination of a match today, Barnsley lost possession 237 times, and Swansea lost possession 219 times. There were almost 450 losses of possession during this match because
456.
Both teams were garbage. Like stinky garbage. Aerial duels, for example, Cincinnati and Miami, the number of aerial duels in that match, 10. 10 between the two teams. 10 in Barnsley and Swansea. 83.
Oof.
10. 83. Miami, 82% passing. Cincinnati, 87% passing.
Now, let me guess. Both sides in the Barnsley-Swansea match added up to 87%.
They got to 91 if you add them together, which isn't really how percentages work, but yeah, it did. That's how it worked. It's absolutely horrendous. Miami was more the long ball team. They hit 60 long balls out of 422 passes. And 14%. Swansea hit 104 long balls out of 296 passes.
It's about a third.
An abomination. It was hard to watch.
I'm looking at the Fazoli's menu right now.
That's also hard to watch. That's also very hard to watch.
They pile meat sauce on top of noodles.
Will said Nick's face during the last 3 minutes has been beautiful when we were talking about this.
No doubt. See, and the thing is that they overcook it and leave it under heat lamps.
Yeah, there's that.
And so if you're forced to go to one of those places, you have to try to scoop it out of the middle of their metal receptacle device, so you're not getting anything that's crunchy or overcooked. And
I think you're kind of hoping for the crunchy out of that.
Smashed meatball breadstick slider, allegedly 340 calories.
Allegedly. Per bite.
This is like someone saying, "Hey, let's go get pizza," and they took you to a Sparrow.
It has
okay, Nick, I need a hot answer from you real quick. Which is more offensive, Olive Garden, Fazoli's, or Sbarro?
Sbarro.
That's the most offensive.
To me, it's the most offensive.
Okay.
Because the thing is like a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing on Fazoli's menu is stuff that you find in like Olive Garden and a bunch of other places. Whoever took the pictures, I'm hoping, please God, don't let it be like someone's kid, but good for you. I will say that this looks to be pretty standard fare. The baked spaghetti with meatballs is offensive.
See, and the thing about Sbarro is that Sbarro doesn't even have an internal restaurant where you can sit and eat.
No, that's like you're at the mall. When we were kids and we were at the mall and you were like dying of hunger. And it was like the one place, like, okay, good God. I mean, it's either this or the uncooked, chicken teriyaki from the other place over here. And we heard from...
And the lady's trying to hand it out to you.
Man, right. running music stores in the mall, I ate at Sbarro far too many times than I'd like to count because they're really... You do run out of options.
You run out of options. This is like, I'm... No, you bring the pasta to the sauce, one, not the sauce to the pasta. That's rule number one. Two, it looks like they put ketchup with like some half-ground tomatoes in it and threw it on top of the pasta. If anybody's listening to this and you work at Fazoli's, I don't apologize.
It's just aggression at this point.
Fresh tossed and oven-baked duo. Choice of one. Fresh tossed pasta spaghetti with meat and marinara, fettuccine alfredo, or oven baked pasta. And like it's like they took the Kroger parm slice and just like chucked it on there and put it in the oven for 10 minutes. Okay, it's melted. Pull it out now. That'll do something to you.
Well, have you seen the video that was popping up online where the woman like took manicotti noodles and
that's trolling.
Oh, that's
trolling. Yeah, they're trolling. They know what they're getting out of that. This right here, though,
this is being sold.
The parm slice, and then it's topped with pesto. You put basil pesto on a meatball sandwich.
You're crossing the streams.
Reminds me, I got to send you a recipe. I'm making pesto salmon tomorrow night, so I'll send you that.
Okay.
Yeah, well, wait, what?
I don't understand this.
I'm trying to give him good things in his life to make him happy, because right now it's just a really dark show.
So has anybody eaten at the at the little farmhouse, which is in the same little district as this? That I want to know. That I'm interested in. I don't like this other thing right here. If you wake up one morning and say, you know what, guys, I think we're going to get some Fazoli's tonight. I think that you need to have the authorities sent to your house.
And just like roadblock the driveway.
Roadblock the driveway.
You can't get out.
Because this is for the protection of your children. It's for the protection of your children. If you have a vowel at the end of your name and you're eating this, we need to have a private conversation.
All right, Nick. Before you get in,
this food comes with a welfare check.
All right, now let's move on.
Before you get in,
a welfare check.
When they bring it to you, they go, now, before we leave, are you okay?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk?
Yeah.
All right, before Nick gets in trouble.
Uh-oh.
Headline from Spain. Almeria, second division team, competing. They're in a playoff spot right now to try to earn promotion to the first division. Almeria opened a disciplinary file on Brian Rodriguez. Remember, he is on loan from LAFC. Okay. For speaking when he should not. That's how it translates.
Wow.
So he has been fined, and he's got a file now. It's going down on his permanent record because he expressed a desire.
Yes.
Yes. He expressed a desire to return to Peñarol in Uruguay without permission. So he has been fined.
He's self-tampered.
Well, I mean, they're kind of trying to get promoted to La Liga, and they're like, what are you running your mouth about, man? Like, what?
Oh, my God.
So
he's in Almeria detention.
So Rodriguez said, and he's on loan from LAFC.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, I am not going to be in a place where I am not happy. I want to feel the adrenaline I felt when I played in Peñarol again. He said this on a TV show on Channel 12. The owners of Almeria were furious. The situation, this is translated, of course, the situation was already heated by a fight that the Uruguayan started with his teammate, Umar Sadiq, after taking a direct free kick from him. So he got mad, I guess. He went and he talked on TV, and he's been fined, and now he has a file on his permanent record.
Got a file.
He will be heading back to Uruguay because he is on the list for the Uruguayan national team for the upcoming World Cup qualifiers against Paraguay and Venezuela. He is not seen to be wanting to continue in Spain, which means LAFC have a little bit of a situation on their hands.
Yes.
Good job, Brian Rodriguez.
They can bring him back. It's fine. It's not like they'll be the first or last team to kind of mess with their budget a bit. Just get by. I mean, obviously there's no punishment if you manipulate roster rules.
Well, there is that. I'm scrolling down to see how he's been doing at Almeria, and out of 27 players who have ratings on SofaScore for their performances, he is 25.
Uh-huh.
He has played in 13 matches for Almeria. He has started 4. He has no goals. He has 1 assist. He's not playing a lot.
Nah.
It's not. It hasn't worked out very well for Brian Rodriguez in his time in the Spanish second division, and now he has a file on his permanent record.
File. You're gonna regret having this on your file.
You got a file.
Now,
so where does he go from here?
I don't know.
He's gonna say, I want out, and then they terminate the loan, and then what?
Well, there was a loan through the end of the season, so I mean, they definitely can say, yeah, we don't want him back.
Right,
he's yours. So okay, then LAFC's got to deal with him. I don't think they filled their designated player spots. I'm going to double check now, but he was somebody that was looked at as a guy who would be going to Europe and be sold for a large amount of money, and well, it's not happening with Almeria anyway, and this probably isn't going to help him very much in terms of how that goes. They do have a designated player spot. The website for MLS is all kinds of wrecked. Vela is a designated player. Rossi is a designated player. Rodriguez is a designated player, but he's loaned out, so he would come back into that spot and be okay.
Okay.
Yeah, can you imagine like you're trying to find some young superstar to come in that market to like really just shake things up, and you have instead of Malcontent who's coming back,
you get him back and you're stuck.
You're stuck.
I mean, you can't sell him to a Spanish club because he has a file on his permanent record.
Beeks, did you get the file, Beeks?
Record.
He was speaking when he should not.
Turn the machines back on.
Brian Rodriguez, what are you
doing? Get back in there! Sell!
Man, he keeps getting called up to Uruguay though. That's a little odd.
Hey, that's not someone I would. If there was a way for me to put him on vacation for a little while, just to get his brain. That's not a knock. That's not to be living in that kind of negativity, where you're somewhere where you don't want to be, where you're obviously, going against management and leadership. You need to take some time, step away, get sorted, and then come back in, fresh mentality. Get some of the things rested a bit, and then you can come in and charge through for the rest of this. But Bradley, and he comes back from loan. I'm telling him, you're taking a vacation, not as a punitive thing. Make sure you let him know, not a punitive thing. It's just, let's get you training. Let's get you work back in, back into the culture of the team. Because I'm not reintroducing my already, problematic situation where we're, circling the bottom of the drain, despite what the power rankings say, and, turning this thing up even more. No, just, we're going to work you in slowly. At least that's what I'd do anyway.
You got PKs in the NCAA Women's College Final going on right now on ESPN2, I believe. Ooh. John's beloved Florida State is playing.
Yep, and there has been a call in future women's championships for an ISO cam on the Santa Clara alums that are in the stands themselves.
Okay.
Apparently, Allie Wagner and Brandy Chastain are sitting next to each other, and they have been quite entertaining.
Okay. Can you expand on that at all?
They're just they're yelling at the officials, and they're doing all the what for, and they're completely fanboying out in this experience, and it's been a fun watch for any time when they can go and do the cutaways to see Allie and Brandy talking about what's going on.
Are they talking about it, or are they yelling at referees?
Oh, they're yelling at referees. It's just absolutely. It's like they're fans, and they're in the stands, and they're wearing their Santa Clara stuff, and they're like, rah!
They're like, what?
Rah!
Oh.
Drop number 2.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. But
is that supposed to be like Alice the Goon from the old Popeye cartoons?
I was trying to figure it out the second time, and I didn't have any answers.
Oh, very, very pretty. Watching the semifinal between Tigres and Rayados in Liga MX on the Liga MX Femenil side.
Yes.
2 goals for Tigres in the first 18 minutes. They're now up 2 in the aggregate here in leg number 2, and we just had a gorgeous little chip, little side volley action from about 20 that just looped over the keeper for goal number 2.
John is trying to distract because Florida State's first penalty was just off the post.
Yeah, I see. If I watch something involving my alma mater, we lose, and so that's why it's not on any screen near me. So I'm going to have to rely on the eyes of others.
I don't know, Nick. What are you talking about?
What am I talking about?
Yes, I saw a message come through that asked if we lost the show.
I don't know. On my end, it looked like we lost the show.
Nope.
So we maybe had some technical difficulties on our end over here.
Nope, we're still here.
The Fazoli's crime family.
The Fazoli's folks came out.
They were outside. We'll teach you.
That's what it is.
You're not talking about Wingtown like that.
All right, John, I need you to do some research.
Okay.
When was the last time that Karim Benzema played for France?
Karim Benzema, France. Will do.
It might take a while.
I will say this about one of the most enjoyable when I was with NCAA.com. One of the most enjoyable to take part in was the women's soccer Final Four at up at the Fraction, and that was an absolute riot, and it was so much fun. And the players and the coaches could not have been more friendly, and letting a bum like me run around with a camera. Larry Smith was my on-camera talent. Larry Smith from the old CNN headline news days and GPV, and he is. If you know Larry, right, John?
Yeah, he's in Lexington as a main news anchor. He moved to the center of the adult table. I think he's at WLEX in Lexington now.
Well, he is a first-class individual. I'm thrilled that I was able to work with him there. But yeah, that tournament, if you ever get a chance to go to the women's tournament, it is worth a drive. It is worth a bit of fiscal investment. It is an absolute blast. They play very, very, very fun.
Florida State has hit the post twice on 2 kicks, and they have to convert on their third to stay alive because Santa Clara is 3 out of 3. And I know I'm probably delayed from some people, but you're just going to have to deal. They did make that one. So the Seminoles are trying to make a big comeback. John, I found it already. Karim Benzema has not played for France since 2015. There was I'm just going to read what goal.com described the situation as. His exile from the France squad began in 2015 in the aftermath of an acrimonious sex tape dispute with former Les Bleus teammate Mathieu Valbuena. That's what it says. I don't know what the dispute is all about, but that's what it says. And Deschamps might call up Benzema for the Euros. That is being reported by L'Equipe. 2015. Yeah.
Yeah, look, things happen.
It's kind of a big thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
possibly
somebody out there.
You're talking almost 6 years, 5.5 years at least. Like October 8th, 2015, looks like it was the last appearance, and he had only 4 appearances in 2015.
But if I remember, he narked, right? Was he the narc of the sex?
I don't remember the details of this whole thing. That's what I was wondering.
As I recall, he was the narc who leaked it. If he's a narc, then there's no love for narcs. You get nothing.
In November of 2015, he was arrested by French police for his alleged role in blackmailing and trying to extort money from his France teammate Valbuena at the time.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. No, you're not coming back in.
As the story goes, a childhood friend of Benzema somehow got a hold of this tape featuring Valbuena and a woman who was not his wife. He'd been married since 2009.
Oh.
Valbuena started receiving messages from the extorters who told them they had the video and would release it if he didn't pay them off. Benzema said something to Valbuena about it. They didn't know it was him. There were transcripts of a phone conversation between the two. Benzema was later cleared criminally, but the scandal cost him the respect of many in France, including the Football Association and Didier Deschamps. He's been blacklisted and exiled from the team, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. He might be called back for the Euros.
No. No. If you're black, no.
Ooh, this is wow.
If you're bringing that kind of heat to the doorstep, no. The answer is no. And look, if let's say the allegations were true and said gentleman was stepping out on his lady, that's his own heat and his own toxic waste he has to clean up and deal with. But to hire extorters and all that mess to get involved with it, the answer is no.
It doesn't sound like he hired the extorter. And again, there's probably a bunch of more on this. It sounds like the extorter was somebody he knew, and he might have aided the extorter, but he didn't start it. He was cleared criminally. That is an important element here.
If he gave comfort shelter to extorters, you get nothing. You get nothing. He should have been Pete Rose from the French.
Well, he has been since 2015, but he might be back.
Well, he doesn't need to come back. That's it. Stay gone.
He might be back.
I don't care how well you're doing domestic. I don't care. You're not coming into the school with that mess. You're not messing up my locker room with that mess.
I'm assuming Balbuena is no longer with the national team, and maybe that's what makes this work.
But do you want that kind of heat though?
Right.
I don't know.
Because you can't talk about anything around him.
Yes, as Katie Weaver says, France football is no stranger to the sex scandals. Franck Ribéry would know about these as well.
Oh, poor Frank.
What up, Frenchies?
No. Messy. So messy.
But they might bring him back. Santa Clara has won the NCAA Women's Soccer Championship, their first in 20 years. Upsetting John's Florida State. They were an 11 coming in. Florida State was the number 1.
And when you hit the post, you deserve your own fate.
Twice.
Cold blood.
Twice.
John is ruthless to the Knowles. Ruthless.
Hey, I'm an alum. I can do that. It's like, look, if you don't put the ball where you're supposed to, and you hit that piece of tubing, and it goes not once, but twice, you hear that's on you.
Yeah, what it sounds like.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Speaking of shocking recalls to national teams, Thomas Müller might be recalled to the Germany squad in Yogi Love's Sayonara song.
Okay.
They should have done this a long time ago.
I was going to say.
I'm just ready for Yogi Love to move on. I'm tired of hearing about. I'm just ready for that next step.
What people wanted one more clarification on what happens when you hit the post, John. I don't understand. I don't even know I don't get it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that hollow PVC pipe sound when you hit it and it just vibrates off and just.
Oh boy, hold on.
Do we have the timestamp on that one?
Yeah, I'll have that one down too. God, I'm going to be busy after the show. It seems like.
Little homework.
We've got a quote from Big Sam that might need to be addressed.
Oh God.
From Sky, Big Sam. Everyone wants to play the same way. As a manager at 66, I really am glad I'm not in my 30s with people telling me what I should do and how I should play. It's detrimental to the world of football. The best league in the world should have different systems of playing. Yes.
Like boring AF?
No, they should have different systems because if everybody plays the same way, that is not good. However,
that is true. You need different systems, but one you don't need is gravy ball.
Yes. Big Sam talking about how he's happy because people aren't telling him how to play. I don't know. Maybe he should actually watch a game from modern times where it's in color. And it might be something that might wear off on him a little bit.
This is what I'm saying.
Ugh.
Look, this to me is we can have fans who, and people do it here, and they do it on SDH, where we have debates about what we consider to be like the preferred way of playing. Mm-hmm. That conversation and that debate all day. If you want something that's a little more countering, and that's fine. If you want, the high press, great. If you want build back and possess the ball, and also wonderful. I don't know many people who are 100% okay with, hey, let's pack everyone into the 18 and just hang for dear life. And we get a break. Oh wait, no, back to the 18, sir. No, that mentality like that are what's killing innovation in this game. Because as long as they keep hiring degenerate chuckle blanks like Big Sam and not giving younger managers a shot to come in and try to develop and build and do something, you're not going you're not going to have innovation be at the forefront of your league. You're going to have morons like this who keep getting jobs like, oh, well, it looks like we're going to go down again, but let's get Big Sam on the phone. And it's like, here he comes with his, the bucket mobile where he comes rolling down the street and gravy sloshing, and he's got the supreme pizza slice in his hand leaning out the window. I mean, I'm sorry. We saw this in Italy. We saw it in Italy with Gioco all'Italiana, where they left Catenaccio and went to a more defensive version of Catenaccio, and everyone played the same way. And then AC Milan flipped it up, and they hired a guy who had no playing experience in Rodrigo Sacchi, and they were like, "Oh, you don't have the credentials. This you must have been you should have been a player first." And he said, "Well, I wasn't aware that to be a jockey you must have been born a horse. I wasn't aware of this." And it's the same thing. You have to have allow innovation to develop, and as long as we keep hiring Sams of the world and don't retire these clowns to the pundit desk, you're killing your game, and it drives me nuts. That's what's killing the game, not people demanding a higher form of gameplay.
Yeah, that's the part that I push back on what he says here. A couple other things from this interview where he went all over the place on stuff. He said, "What's the point of playing out from the back against Man City and Liverpool, the best high-pressing team in this country? If they drop off, you play out from the back. Where's the space? Exploit the space. I tried to get the players to think about that." I think the phrase would be, that's bollocks, because he never tried to play out of the back, and when people dropped off, he still didn't play out of the back. I mean, I'm sorry. It's just, no, that's crap. That's a nice thing to try to say to make you look good, but that's crap. He says, "It's a simple game that's been complicated far too much by too many people." Has the Premier League got tougher tactically? No. The big change is that everyone wants to play the same way. Everyone's been brainwashed into, you must play this way. You must. He says, "To press every young manager into the same way hinders the development of coaches for me. They'll end up trying to do something because of the pressure, and they'll end up losing their job, and they will be perfectly good coaches who might not get another chance in football to manage."
No, no. There are owners who will pull the plug on a young manager too quickly. Mm-hmm. That's true. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean that the coaches need to play caveman ball. Nobody comes up being a coach saying, "I can't wait to play caveman ball."
And there's different modern ways of playing. There's a lot of variation. There's what the Rangnick school is doing, which is more press than possession. There is what Klopp has evolved into, which is both. There's somebody like Pep who is like, we want the ball, we want the ball, we want the ball. Nagelsmann is taking kind of different things into different directions. There's lots of new ways to manage and to think about it. It's not just one or the other.
How old is Nagelsmann? How old is Nagelsmann?
He's a youngin'.
He's what, his mid-30s?
Yeah, early 30s.
I mean, yeah, and early 30s, and it's innovation. They're allowing people to innovate, and the game is changing. And for a while, everyone wanted to be Spain. Everyone we want to be more like Spain. And then they discovered, well, not everyone can be like Spain. And then Germany came along, and Ralf Rangnick took a team from the third division to the Bundesliga and showed a new way of doing business. And now it was like, oh, well, it's not just enough to possess the ball. We have to have people who can who can possess the ball while under extreme pressure and make smart decisions while under extreme pressure. And this isn't even taking into account the developments that have been coming out of South America. It is the same thing that's happening in Brazil. Don't give young managers breathing room, and you smother them out, and you make them become little Big Sams. You get Big Sam disciples who are like, "Oh, wait, space, proper football. We're going to drop 18 in the book." No, it's not. Stop with this crap. And you might learn something. Like I was a person who would preach Catenaccio. I did. I thought that when executed properly, you could have a high-scoring team with it. if you executed it properly. And what happened was you had a lot of people who tried to implemented it from a half-assed standpoint, and you ended up with like absolute mind and soul crushing defensive football in the process. I started learning about Ralph Rangnick, and I learned about Lobanovsky's Dynamo Kiev sides and the sides from Eastern Europe and the Union, these insane high pressing sides. And I fell in love with that style of play. And I love it because I think it accomplishes what a lot of us who were more park the bus, it changes it so it's more visually appealing. It changes it so you can have an on-ramp for players that might be a little better than trying to run everyone through a La Masia style school. But no, for Big Sam to come out and keep saying this dumb crap infuriates me to no end. Because you're setting up all these other managers to say, well, why can't you just manage like Big Sam does and you won't get relegated? No, I don't want to be not. I want to take a team that was in relegation danger, probably a yo-yo team, and move them up halfway up the table in the Premier League. Give me that.
Yeah.
I mean, I would rather be known for that than doing some other crap. I mean, come on, get out of here, man. That's why Big Sam's a bum, and I don't care if he keeps getting jobs because some team gets soggy at the thought of getting relegated. That's not my problem. That's a you problem. And if you are too chicken blank to get out there and man, I almost said something really bad. if you're too scared and you lack the minimals to play with a little bit of gusto to get your fans involved, then hire Big Sam and you can be a part of the club too. Because that's all you're doing. You're creating little minions of club. Whew. I had to. Woo.
Yeah, you almost got out of control.
Yeah, you had to sell.
I had to pull it hard at it.
That's all right. That's all right.
Process.
Okay, before we get into picks,
it just gets me angry.
Yeah, no, I know. Before we get into picks of the week, we do have to look at the races quickly around Europe going into the weekend. I mean, Danny, I'm not a Big Sam fan either. I do know what his role is. I don't know if I'd say he gets it done. He keeps teams up at times until this time around. Sam Allardyce, I think, had a very good run at Bolton when he was a little bit ahead of the game and kind of money-ballish and getting a lot out of a team that didn't have a lot of money and made them competitive. And he took that team about as far as he could go. And that was a long time ago, and he hasn't progressed since then. So, I mean, I agree with Nick in that, like, sure, you're West Brom, you're going down, he can't save you. You need to go in a different direction, in my opinion, and bringing out another retread who might keep you up, possibly. If it is just about the money, then it's just about the money. You need to have a plan now. Like, if they keep Big Sam in the championship, that's idiotic. That's a waste. Now you need to, if you're going to go down, and he couldn't keep you up this time, all right, fine. Create a plan to become something more, not just go back and forth. You know, what Bielsa did with Leeds and others.
Right.
There's other ways to do it.
I'm not saying hire some manager out of South America. I'm not saying hire an Italian or a German or install a Dutch system. I'm saying that somewhere, like maybe in Bath, there is some young manager in Bath who is he has ideas that are just next level and they're easily implemented. Now's the time. And I get that he's there and you have to keep, you don't want to go down because second division is a knife fight. I understand that. I that we need to be a bit more brave in our process, and that's part of me with Milan is because there was a time when Milan was sitting middle of the table, and we went retread. We went through the legacy players turned coaches, and then we went to the retreads, and then we went to the blank hot up and coming manager that didn't work out in Marco Giampaolo, and now we have Pioli, who was a great guy, but he's a retread who has discovered himself now in this role. He expanded ideas when he got this role, and he made the most of it. The problem with the Big Sams of the world is they do know their role, and the Sam Allardyces of what they understand. They called the gravity, and Gary Kasparov says it. The chess champion. It is the gravity of success, where you are successful with one and you keep back to it because that familiarity with that model of success. Don't dare risk to become a risk and possibly get a hold of a bit of failure to become something new, to become something more, and a new way to win. And if you are a manager who believes in only the high press and you get your teeth kicked in and suddenly you realize, okay, crap, we have to learn how to possess the, or maybe do a bit of bunker encounter once in a while in order to get extraordinarily difficult result across the line. Fantastic. Learn something and do something new. But to go caveman, like there's a place only for caveman ball and just caveman ball, this monolithic style, that is what I'm problem with. So I just want to make sure that point is very clear.
All right, I think the Fazoli's people are trying to affect your feed too while they're at it, Nick.
Good.
The Fazoli's
Come
people
get me,
are after
Fazoli. You know where I am, Fazoli. You know where I am.
All right, in the Premier League.
You want to hit breaking news real quick?
We hold on. Let's run through this. It's not quite breaking. It's broken, and I know what you're talking about with Aaron Long. We'll get into that here in just a second. Before we get into picks of the week, and you'll have something to say about that, Jarrett. I know. So. Quickly, because we're getting down to the final weekend of action. We know who the winner is in England. We know who's second place. Leicester, Chelsea, Liverpool battling it out for 2 Champions League spots. 3 points separate the 3 of them. There's 2 games to play. Who qualifies for the Champions League out of England? Leicester, Chelsea, and Liverpool fighting it out for 2 spots. Jarrett, who qualifies?
Leicester and Liverpool.
Man, no respect for Tommy Tuchel. Nick?
I believe it's going to be I think it's going to be Chelsea and Liverpool. I think that the winning the FA Cup is going to be the thing that could be possibly a bit damaging to the Leicester side. If they sleep for a moment. That bit of success can a little bit of hangover. There are teams that can survive the hangover. I just
John,
it's hard for me because it's between Leicester and Chelsea, and shown me that much this past week, and then they have the Champions League final. So it's very hard. It's very hard to say. I think Leicester's going to be on the outside.
John,
pains me to say that.
Yeah, Chelsea and Liverpool. I think that Chelsea gets the win tomorrow, and then I think Liverpool beats Burnley, and then the pressure's on Leicester, and so I'll go with Chelsea and Liverpool.
And Leicester's got Tottenham on the last day. Chelsea goes to Villa on the last day. Liverpool hosts Crystal Palace on the last day. So Liverpool should go 6 points and get to 69.
Mm-hmm.
Goal differential, it could come down to goal differential between them and Leicester. It's really tight between them.
Well, yeah, and it's right now it is both plus 21, isn't it?
Yes, but Leicester's got more goals, so then that would be next by 2. So it's really, really tight there. Chelsea is goal differential 22 difference. Man, this is absurd, but they don't have the same number of goals. So they've got to go through on goal differential with that. I do think Chelsea beats Leicester tomorrow, and the final day will be nuts for this. Liverpool wins. The Chelsea and Leicester games on the final day will be fascinating to watch, with Tottenham and Villa potentially playing spoiler. I think Chelsea and Liverpool get it. I think Leicester misses out. I think they get a trophy, but I think they miss out on Champions League. La Liga. Comes down to the wire with Atleti and Real Madrid at the top. Barcelona, adios, they have no chance. Real Madrid needs Atleti to slip up. Atleti probably will not let that happen. They are on the road at Valladolid, who is in 19th place. Real Madrid hosts Villarreal. Does Atleti slip up, or do they lift the trophy?
They lift the trophy.
They lift the trophy.
They pack into the trophy.
Yes.
Yeah, a little
They
bit.
lift it.
They with that last-minute win on the weekend and Luis Suarez's moment, I'm not going to say they backed in at the end. They might have backed in over the last
I'm saying
month
they
or
will
6
back
weeks.
into it.
No, they'll beat Valladolid. I don't think that's backing in. Winning your last two and winning the way you did this weekend, I don't think that's backing in. It's been a competitive one. They made it more competitive than it needed to be. I guess is the best way to put it.
Absolutely.
I thought they would have put this thing away. Okay. Next. I think the Bundesliga, everything is pretty much decided at the top. We know Dortmund is into the Champions League. We know Wolfsburg is into the Champions League. So those spots are done.
Eintracht Frankfurt blew it this past weekend.
Blew it. We know at the bottom, Schalke's gone. It could get interesting between Hertha Berlin saved themselves with their flurry of games at the end. Arminia Bielefeld is safe right now on 32. Werder Bremen is in the playoff game against the third-place team in the second division on 31, and Cologne is on 30.
But they have Schalke.
Cologne plays Schalke. So there's a good chance Cologne gets to 33. What about Bremen and Bielefeld?
Bremen has Borussia Mönchengladbach, who's in 8th in that morass of folks there, and Bielefeld has Stuttgart, who's in 9th.
Bielefeld's been grinding out draws and results. They've only lost one of their last 5. Werder Bremen has lost 4 of their last 5. Werder Bremen might be the one that goes down.
Yeah.
They might be the one that goes down. And these games are all on Saturday at 9:30 in Germany. Serie A. Nicolifi. So, Inter, done. Atalanta, 78 points. Milan, 76. Napoli, 76. Juventus, 75. One of these 4 will not qualify for the Champions League. Who is that going to be?
Milan.
You're going to go there.
Yep. Look, you can say whatever you want about me, but when it comes to gambling, I do not gamble with my heart. I gamble with this when it's functioning at full speed. I will say that Milan has too many things that can go wrong for them to get through. You have to have Juve lose. You have to have Juve and Napoli have to either draw or lose. Milan has to beat Atalanta. Atalanta has to beat Juve. It's a mess. Milan got themselves into this. They will just barely miss on Champions League.
I'm a Wario. I'm gonna win.
Nick has turned on his team.
I'm a realist.
I mean, because if you look at
He's given up.
Juve has Bologna, who's in 11th.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Napoli has Verona, who's in 10th. Milan is playing Atalanta, who is one less than first. They're in second.
And they have nothing to play for.
There's no mercy in this dojo for Atalanta.
There's none for Juve either.
No, but I think that this is where history comes into play, and this squad, which has largely fallen asleep at the wheel in Juve, wakes up and they get a few key results when they need to. That's not black. I didn't say the refs were.
No, I am. Atalanta lays down. They play a bunch of kids.
Lays down for Juve.
They play a bunch of for Milan to beat them, so Juve goes down.
Okay. All right.
That's my black helicopter theory.
Okay.
Ooh, there we go. Look at that.
Atalanta has a bunch of hamstring injuries this week in training.
Galaxy brain for a second.
Sure.
Yeah.
Syria tells It's Atlanta. It's late.
Oh, even better.
Jared? Yes. That would be beautiful.
That would be
Maybe
amazing.
That's why the referee is driving
Y'all
around.
think I'm joking when I say we might be related? Y'all think I'm joking when I say this?
No, I'm convinced that somewhere along the line.
That would be amazing.
Somewheres.
That would be absolutely amazing. Yeah, this is that one could be the best one to watch. So everything is Sunday at 2:45 for the Madness in Serie A. Liga. There's actually something to talk about at the top of the table, and there's something to talk about in a couple spots at the top of the table. So Lille slipped up this weekend. PSG has a door open for them. They play Brest, who is 16th in the table. They do have to go on the road for that on Sunday at 3 o'clock. Lille goes to Angers, who is 12th in the table and has lost 4 of their last 5. Lille should be able to get it done, but both are on the road, so, anything could happen. And then Monaco and Lyon are battling it out for a Champions League spot because there's only 3 there. Lyon hosts Nice, and Monaco goes to Lens. Nice is in 9th, Lens is in 6th. So Monaco's got a tricky one. They've got the point advantage on Lyon.
Yep.
I wonder if PSG somehow backs into a title.
I mean, Monaco, they're all decent. I mean, they're all prohibitive favorites. Monaco is the least favorited of the bunch at a minus 152, but they're all 4 of those teams are big favorites.
One of them will do something stupid. I don't know which one, but somebody's going to foul it up. I guess there is a crazy scenario. It'd have to be really crazy. No, it can't happen because of the goal differential. PSG's goal differential is astronomically stupid. So they're not going to get pipped by everybody and get knocked
plus
out of Champions
56,
League.
yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome if it
Monaco would have to win by 19 and PSG would have to lose.
Not happening. So lots to watch this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and then in England you've got games during the midweek as well. So lots of things to watch. We still don't know who's going to play goalkeeper for River Plate on Wednesday night. We'll see if we can figure that out before we get to that match. But we do have our picks of the week to recap from last week. And
oh, Lord.
We have a new winner. He has won before, but we have a new winner. We do not have a streak going, and it is Jarrett Smith.
Who's muted.
And so it is. And I really don't even have a promo set for this one because, I mean, what's there to say? Sometimes you throw the bones on the ground, and sometimes they come out the way you want them to. Sometimes you throw them on the ground and they don't come out the way you want them to. I've been on the other side of that before. I've been on the downside. It's not fun. Being on the upside feels nice, though. So I think I'm going to call up Chip and Joanna, have them put some shiplap in this place, maybe a sliding door, make myself comfortable at least for a week until I get kicked out.
All right.
To be fair, that's Austin, whereas Chip and Joanna is Waco.
Yeah,
yes.
I don't have any Waco clips, Jarrett.
No, and for the record,
use the black helicopter. It's
there you go.
That's awful, but that would work.
And Burn, for the record, the two games that.
What were what was the whole reporting from last week?
Tell me how I backed into this.
Yes.
Well, you didn't. Actually, you didn't. You were far and away. After the first 4, you had a sizable margin on folks, and then you lost your last 2, but you still had a comfortable margin by the time it was done.
How did it finish?
Jason was 1-5 at a minus 367.
Bad week. I apologize to anybody who listened to me last week.
Nick 1-2, and this is the weirdest margin that we have had so far in this tournament. Nick finished with a minus 3.
Well, you won 2 good ones. You lost $3. That's not bad.
That means he picked 2 amazing results. That's not a bad way to live.
Hey,
Yeah, so
I think somebody there's either an imposter Jackie Fresh or Jackie Fresh is actually in the Twitch pitch.
Oh no.
Jackie Fresh ATL is in the Twitch pitch.
Let's go, Dad.
It real Jackie Fresh.
Yes.
Oh God.
Oh, there we go.
Go to bed, son. It's like 8:56. It's bedtime. It's a school night. Oh, good.
And then it was, let's see.
So then,
he said he'd call you. It is the Jackie Fresh.
Yeah. I was second at a plus 130, and Jarrett won with a plus 362, and burned the 2 games that you and the rest of the Twitch pitch were counsel for. Mm-hmm. They were the ones that we got results in. So there you go.
So you finished second based off other people helping you pick.
I'm so proud of the Twitch pitch. You guys should be very proud of yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Give yourselves a pat on the back because you consistently have done the job.
They have. The Twitch pitch has really come through. It's true. They helped the American Dream John Nelson get across the line.
It's very pretty.
I'm going to ask you guys to get a dictionary and look up the word consistently and learn what it means. Because
we haven't won, you've consistently not won for the past 2 weeks, so there's that.
Yeah, but there's that whole thing about winning 6 of 12. That's
You're
consistently.
only the last cut, man.
That's fine. I'm trying to make it interesting, man.
It's okay.
Try to give people hope around here, and that's how it goes. All right. That's fine. We'll see if Jackie Fresh on the Twitch pitch now starts helping people out.
Go put on your thinking cap. So,
we'll see
what part of the world do we want to go in for my selection this week? That's the question.
Yeah, tell John what to do on the Twitch pitch so he can be competitive.
Which game right to get that kind of to get that record, and then
who you?
Yeah, which ones did Nick get right to pull that kind of number?
All right, well, hang on. It was the Stockport County, Dagenham, and Redbridge match.
There you go.
And then Liverpool and Manchester United. Those were the 2 that you won, and literally, and that was what you ended up with. So there you go.
That's right. Thanks, whoever in county.
It's
Stockport County
garbage.
and Dagenham and Redbridge. That
Stockport County coming through. In the Dagobah system.
Wait, was that the one that I got right? Because I think I had Stockport.
No, you had. It was a draw though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a draw, and you had Stockport County.
Draw in the 5th division in England. Oh my God, horrible garbage.
That is true.
Wait a minute.
Jared was the only one who picked Charlotte Independence to beat the Charleston Battery, and it was a 3-0. It was a 3-0 drubbing. So Jarrett got that one, and that gave him a lot of mileage. That was the one that put him over the top, because he pretty much had distanced everybody after 4 selections and just kind of coasted through the weekend.
See, I had no reason to pick that. I picked
before we proceed, thank you, Alex Pacine, for posting this on the Twitch pitch. Have we talked about Frank de Boer in a movie yet?
No.
We have not. Netflix of the Netherlands has a clip from, I guess the movie show is called Ferry, Ferrry. Frank de Boer's in it. The translated tweet from Netflix NL is, Ferry has a number of pressing questions for our national coach at Frank de Boer. And he's driving a truck.
And he's
talking. He's getting out of the truck. He's trying to make a run for it.
Well, because Ferry pulled a gun on him in the promo.
Frank's falling down a hill. He's down. He's cut on the forehead.
Run, Frank.
What is going on?
He's rolling down a side of a hill in a quarry.
Ferry's coming after him, sliding down the hill with his gun.
Good. Run for your life.
Frank's hurt.
No.
This guy's got a gun, and Frank's hurt. This guy's hurt, too.
Well, Ferry decided to slide down the hill and
he's going after him. Yes, I covered that. Frank's trying to talk him out of it.
Oh, no. He's not going to do that.
This guy's got, like, frosted tips and stuff. He doesn't look like much of a threat. He got cut on the ear. He's going to shoot Frank. He's thinking about it. Oh, no.
This is the weirdest Nicholas Bentner passion project I've ever
He decided not to shoot Frank. Frank is happy.
He's going to leave him in the quarry.
Ferry. On Netflix in the Netherlands.
I wonder if Ferry ends up with Netflix here in the States with subtitles.
I need to know what in the bluest of blue hells is going on right now.
Okay. Well, how did that conversation go to get Frank involved? This is why he took a national team job, because then he could be like, I can, go to the BNM. And
I mean, the acting was pretty good. He looked scared, and he talked the guy out of shooting him.
Frank.
See, okay, NetherlandsNewsLive.com. Frank de Boer shines in Ferry teaser. Who are your friends? Wow.
Before he built a drug empire, Ferry Bowman returns to his hometown on a revenge mission that finds his loyalty tested and a love that alters his life.
Oh, good. I love that alters his life.
So it's a teaser for the movie. This stuff is cut into it as a thing here. So Ferry gives him thorough questions about the European Championship selection. How many PSV players are there? Surely you are only going to bring Ajax players with you. Ferry is strict. De Boer stands firm. I can't say that. When Frank de Boer says that he also discusses it with friends, something snaps with the Ferry guy, and he says, "Who are your friends? Who are your friends?" And then he tries to put a definitive end to the national coach. People are saying it's brilliant. I would have liked to have seen Van Gaal do this too. Another is looking forward to a meeting between Ferry and Memphis Depay.
Man, good for Frank.
So they've done this in teasers. So I guess Ferry's a series in the Netherlands, and they do teasers with folks. Like Daily Blend was in one. This is how they promote a new show or a new series or what have you.
Guarantee
good stuff.
Crystal Palace fans, they're like, we want to watch him pay. We're going to watch him.
They're rooting for Ferry to pull the trigger.
Come on, Ferry. Do it. Do what you got to do, Ferry.
That is amazing. Amazing stuff. Alex Bassine, thank you, because that was glorious. Good for Frank.
Frank's living his best life, man.
Seriously.
Go for it, Frank.
Seriously. No. He won the duel. He did win the duel.
De Boer does well in the program. He said he found it quite difficult. Quote, I had to do it again a few times.
Katie Weaver wants to know, what kind of Netflix show would Greg Berhalter star in?
Oh, God. Slender Man? He's a bald dude. What do you want?
One that would make people angry because something would happen in the credits that would make people mad.
I do. Yeah. Okay. So that was a great diversion. Thank you, Alex. That was amazing.
Thank you, Alex.
That was absolutely wonderful. The duels. Frank always wins the duels. Okay. We got to get into our picks of the week because we're already over time. This is how it goes. We pick a game each day. There is one community pick, and usually it's whatever huge, giant game there is of the week. And there's a bunch to pick from probably this week, so we'll save that. The winner, Jarrett, gets 2 picks, and he has a veto that he can use on anybody's pick. Everybody else gets 1 pick from games from around the world. And it all starts off tomorrow. Manchester United and Fulham, Chelsea and Leicester City, rematch. Brighton and Manchester City, Southampton and Leeds, Lazio and Torino. Is that stupid makeup game where somebody was stupid? You got Libertadores with Palmeiras and Defensa y Justicia. You've got the strongest hosting Santos.
Defensa y Justicia.
Sao Paulo hosting Racing. Independiente hosting Bahia in the Sudamericana. Brian Rodriguez will not be playing for Almeria at Cartagena. We can get into the League One playoffs with Oxford United hosting Blackpool, or the League Two playoffs with Newport County hosting Forest Green Rovers.
The sustainable stadium of Forest Green.
Yes.
Is anybody picking anything yet? If not, then Chelsea-Leicester City becomes the community pick in 3.
I support this.
2.
Yep. Take it.
1. Chelsea and Leicester is the community pick.
My biggest issue with Forest Green is that they don't actually use Forest Green as a color.
That is kind of stupid.
It's kind of like a lime green.
That is kind of stupid. Also, I forgot that Universitario is hosting Independiente del Valle on tomorrow night. Okay, Chelsea and Leicester City, the rematch. Dial it up. What are the numbers, John?
Chelsea minus 137, your draw a plus 273, and Leicester's a plus 434.
I was last, so I go first. It's hard to beat a team twice in a couple of days. And now you're going to Stamford Bridge to do it, and Chelsea is pissed. I am going with Chelsea and Tommy Tuchel.
Nick?
Is Nick next?
Yes.
So
Nick
you were
next.
Positive, John? Okay, cool. Nick,
you said that Leicester's 4?
Plus 434.
Yeah.
434.
It's a teasing number.
See, if I pick Leicester here, I'm going to look really dumb for picking Chelsea earlier to make the
Why?
Because it's you know.
So it's counterintuitive.
It's called hedging your bets. It's called lying, basically.
Yeah, so I have to, because I am a man of honor and goodwill toward all, I will select Chelsea as the winner, even though my gut is screaming for me to take Leicester in the 400.
That's an appealing number.
That tells me that somebody that they're trying to get action.
Scared money don't make money, Coco says.
That's right. But see, I've already said that Chelsea's going to be, Leicester won't be in there. And the only way for that to happen is if they suffer from the hangover that I said they would suffer from. So, yeah.
I'm doing the best I can.
Embarrassing me in front of my son. This will not end.
John.
Chelsea.
Jarrett.
Leicester.
Okay.
That number's too appealing, and I already picked Chelsea to be the odd team out.
Yeah, no, that all vibes.
So who'd you pick, Nick? Who'd you go here?
I went
Chelsea.
I went Chelsea.
Okay.
My word.
Everyone went draw.
Nobody went draw. Okay, Wednesday. England, we've got West Brom and West Ham. We've got Burnley and Liverpool. We got Crystal Palace and Arsenal. Tottenham and Aston Villa. Newcastle and Sheffield United. Woohoo! Everton and Wolves. We've got Atlanta United 2 and Tulsa. We
got the A-League with Perth Glory and Adelaide United.
You're going with the A-League?
Yes, with my Twitch pitch consultation, they are saying go with the A-League.
The Twitch pitch has selected the A-League over the twos in Tulsa?
You're going with Perth and Adelaide?
Perth Glory and Adelaide United.
At 7:20 our time on Wednesday morning.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very even one. Adelaide is in 4th. Perth is in 9th. Let's see. Recent form. Perth has won 3 in a row. Adelaide won their last one. What about the last time these teams have played, since, we're not really keeping up with this? February 5th, Perth won at Adelaide. Before that, Perth won big over Adelaide at home. Adelaide won. Man, they've had some 5-3 games. Are these teams drunk? Perth beat Adelaide 3-0. So in recent games, Perth has won 3 of 4 between these two. What are the numbers, John?
Perth is plus 144. Your draw is a plus 280, and Adelaide is a plus 162.
Okay. Perth is led by Bruno Fornaroli.
Oh, I thought you were going to say San Martino.
No, he does not score 10 goals in Australia. Bruno is Uruguayan. He is 33 years old. He came from Danubio. He's played in Greece. That's something, I guess. Okay, so that's Perth's leading scorer. Adelaide's leading scorer is Stefan Mauk and Tommy Jurich. But Stefan Mauk is who we will go with. He's a 25-year-old Australian who has played in the Netherlands a little bit. Hey. This is a fun game, John.
Yep.
Well, then it would be Nick picking first.
Correct.
I'm going to go with, it appears that Perth's issues with allowing goals has been sort of spread throughout this there. And I'm going to go ahead and look at Adelaide here. Adelaide, I'm not seeing much here that I like. I'm going to go with Perth. Fine answer right there.
Okay.
John.
Draw.
Jarrett.
Draw. Don't care.
Says the champ.
I am going to go with Perth as well. I think they get it done. All right. That's John's pick. A-League action on Wednesday morning. Okay.
Jackie Fresh picked Perth as well, 2-1.
There we go. Attaboy.
Jarrett's got 2 picks. I got a pick, and Nick's got a pick. Okay. He did ignore the League 2 playoffs. That's true, Will. I will give him that. All right, Thursday.
The margins were too big for folks in those League 2 playoffs.
He did pick something that is under the crown, though, so I don't know how much of an English snob he gets out of being. He didn't go outside of the empire.
Do I get to make a request? Do I get to have a pick?
Yeah, you got a pick.
I can't make a pick because John took my day. Never mind. I was going to go with Tulsa and the two.
No, you don't get to pick. You got to pick a different one.
Yeah, he wrecked it. Yeah. Thanks, John.
Thursday gets a little tricky. And we got to come up with something here because Thursday we've got Belgian playoffs.
The Jupiler League.
Anderlecht is hosting who, John?
Brugge.
Yeah. We got Scottish playoffs in the relegation promotion side with Dundee and Kilmarnock. We got Libertadores with Boca and Barcelona. That's a good one. We got Argentinos Juniors and Atlético Nacional. I am going to go with Boca and Barcelona. That is my pick.
There we go.
I will not object to that.
I don't think we have numbers on this one yet. At least I don't see them. Do you have them, John?
Hang on. Let's see.
I have to run upstairs real quick. Give me Boca.
It is at home. It is Boca at home.
Yeah, I'll take Boca. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Boca a minus 278.
Okay.
Your draw is a plus 391. Barca is a plus 842.
Ooh. All right. John, you are up technically because this is your day to pick first.
I'll go Boca.
Jarrett?
Boca.
Does Jason pick the draw or go big money?
Because y'all have all done something different. You'll all pick the same thing. Does it do me any good to cancel this out? Or should I go for something crazy? All right. Give me Barcelona.
Okay.
At La Bombonera.
All right.
Boca might catch some of Rivers' COVID from the weekend. That's what I'm not hoping for because that's not nice. But
no.
Barcelona wins at La Bombonera. I'm doing it.
All right. So Jarrett's got 2 of the last 3.
Yes. I'm trying to give Nick time to get back because he's got to pick 2. Friday. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Friday, we've got Levante and Cadiz in La Liga. We've got the Newcastle Jets and the Brisbane Roar in the A-League. We've got
Jets on the Roar. That sounds like something from West Side Story.
Yes. We've got the Austrian Bundesliga relegation round. We've got League One playoffs with Blackpool hosting Oxford United in the second leg. We've got the Swiss Super League. We've got Peruvian First Division. We've got Korean First Division. We've got USL Championship with Colorado Springs hosting New Mexico and Real Monarchs hosting Austin. Yeah, you guys got to pick something. You could go to Ecuador, 9 de Octubre hosting Manta. Ghana, 11 Wonders hosting Accra Hearts of Oak. Ireland, Dundalk hosting Shamrock Rovers. Doesn't Chris McCann play for Shamrock Rovers, Jarrett?
He does. We're going to do that game.
We're going to do Dundalk and Shamrock Rovers?
We're going to honor Chris McCann for all of his great contributions to this team in this city.
Excellent!
There can't be any numbers on this, can there?
There are.
Oh, my God! Yes! How in the world?
Dundalk at home is a plus 301. Your draw is a plus 229. Shamrock Rovers a minus 115.
Okay. The last time these teams played was on April 2nd, and Shamrock won at home 2-1 over Dundalk. They played in March in the FAI President's Cup, and it was a 1-1 draw. Dundalk had a red card in that one. Hey, Nick.
Yo.
Here's the game for Friday. You ready?
God.
Dundalk is hosting Shamrock Rovers. There's not a lot to pick from. Jarrett did it.
Okay. He did the best he could.
Chris McCann plays for Shamrock Rovers. They are undefeated in league play so far. 8 wins, 3 draws, 19 goals scored, 7 goals conceded. Dundalk is not off to a good start. 2 wins, 5 draws, 4 losses. 13 and 13 is the goals for and against. Do we have numbers on how Chris McCann is doing? Oh, man, I was hoping Opta was tracking this. I would lose my mind. All right, go through those numbers one more time for Nick, John.
Dundalk a plus 301. Your draws a plus 229. Shamrock Rovers a minus 115.
Minus 115 on the road at Dundalk. And Jarrett, you pick first.
Shamrock Rovers, it's got to be. It's Chris McCann. Like that, I feel dirty choosing anything other than that in this instance.
I am going with a draw. A draw. I believe that Dundalk will reignite their season in Game 12, and they will hold the mighty Shamrock Rovers to a draw. Nick.
I remember McCann on top of a bus, along with Mr. LaRoon, holding signs asking for beer.
I do remember that.
Based on that and that alone, I will pick his squad at Shamrock. Let's roll.
Chris McCann was not in the lineup for their last match.
It doesn't matter. That's the one bit of data I have to go off of.
Yeah. Okay. John.
Rovers.
All right. Well, I got a couple different ones from you guys. Joe Boss says Chris McCann gets a free kick 2-1 Shamrock Rovers. I'm actually starting to think maybe he is no longer with the Shamrock Rovers. He hasn't been in the squad for a while. No, he was a couple games ago. He got a yellow card back on May 3rd against Waterford. He came off the bench and got a yellow card. Okay. I was a little concerned there. All right, good. Okay. So that takes us through Friday. Saturday and Sunday. This is where the business end picks up in the week. Jarrett's got to pick. Nick's got to pick. Saturday, you have
9 appearances for Chris McCann, 4 yellow cards.
Sounds about right. You've got the La Liga situation if you want to go down that road with Atleti going to Valladolid and Real Madrid hosting Villarreal. You've got all the Bundesliga games if you want to go down that road with a pick. You got Cologne and Schalke, which should be loads of fun.
I wish I vote for violence and pain.
You vote for violence and pain?
I vote for violence and pain on Sunday. I'm asking for Sunday's match, so whoever wants Saturday can have it.
Jarrett's got a veto.
I will grant you Sunday's violence and pain.
Okay, he's still got a veto though. He might be tricking you. So Saturday then, Jarrett, you got MLS action with Orlando and Toronto. You got NYC and Columbus. You got New England and Red Bulls. You got San Jose and Sporting. You got LAFC,
Montreal,
and Colorado.
Cincinnati. Let's do it.
Really? That's what you went for?
He has chosen violence. The champion has chosen violence this day.
That's what you went for?
We've got entirely too many troublemakers here.
Okay.
Thank you, Dalton.
All right. Montreal hosting, in air quotes, Cincinnati. What are the numbers, John?
Club de Foot minus 127. So I guess in Canadian dollars, it's like a minus 180 Canadian.
Yes.
Your draw is a plus 270, and FC Cincinnati is a plus 330.
They didn't play last year at all. Cincinnati has given up a lot of goals. They gave up 3 to Miami. They gave up 3 to Orlando. They gave up 5 to NYC. They gave up 2 to Nashville so far.
So you're saying they give up goals?
Yes. Yes. A lot. Montreal generally has scored a bunch of goals. They will get to rest for a whole week this time around. They won't run out of gas in the second half. It would be my pick because I was last week. Montreal. I can't be justified in going in any other direction. Montreal. I'm trying. I want to talk myself into something else. And I can't.
No,
I can't. So Montreal.
Nope.
Nick.
It's got to be Montreal, right?
I thought you were going to get drunk. Jarrett might get drunk.
Oh no! I'm sorry. I saw. I clicked through and I saw the DeBoer video.
It's amazing.
Locked in.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be Montreal. It has to be.
John.
Montreal.
Jarrett.
Montreal, and parlay that onto a Bjorn Jonsson hat trick.
Oh wow! All right, so that game is a push. Everybody's got Montreal. So Sunday, Nick, what do you have?
Atalanta Milan.
Oh!
Choosing violence on Sunday.
I'm not gonna challenge it.
Yeah, you gotta let that one ride, Jarrett.
And who else puts it on the line like that?
Well, these numbers.
People asking for help.
Oh boy, these numbers might be pointing you into a direction, and it's something like this. I'm just saying. What are the numbers?
A plus 171
at home. At home.
Your draw is a plus 267. And Milan is a plus 149.
Atalanta's a home dog. Home dog.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm just saying.
Oh, my goodness.
Botafogo was on the line. Look, you're going to roll over for them. Don't roll over, Gasparini.
We can't control Bologna. We can't control them. We can't guarantee that they beat Juve.
That's right.
We just need to make sure that everybody else wins.
Oh
wow.
Hellas Verona don't even think about it against Napoli.
Oh, goodness.
Lord.
Nick, you pick first.
It's going to be Atalanta.
Yeah, what?
Yep. Picking Atalanta. Ante Rebic is it's either going to be Ante Rebic or Leao starting up top for Milan. Ante Rebic has had a fantastic second half of the season, but I like absolutely nothing that I saw from Milan this past weekend. It was listless. It was lifeless. They were really going through the motions. They thought that they could steamroll Cagliari. It fell apart for them. Even if they're awake now, I just Atalanta to me as a team, nothing they have nothing to play for except just being difficult. And Gasparini is, I don't think he's going to roll over, and I don't think he's going to bench the squad. So I think he's going to go for blood here. And he's gonna, because I mean, look, they're in second place, but that's 78 points, right? I mean, you know.
We've got a live cutaway to Jackie Fresh.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
Jackie Fresh in the Twitch pitch. My dad is a traitor. No, it gets better. I call court and we'll settle it there.
Wow.
TM Tim. Does Nick know his son is disowning him right now?
Look, you thought other shows were messy. Soccer over there is the messiest show.
Oh my god.
We are going to go to court and settle it, he says.
I mean, just saying. Just saying. All right, John. Nick is went against the family. What are you picking?
I'm picking a draw because I want to see chaos.
You're picking a draw. Jarrett, what are you picking?
Well, you remember when Mark Geiger was at the center in the Gold Cup? Was it Mexico Panama?
Yes, I remember that. I watched that.
Yeah.
Madness.
What happened in the Georgia Dome that night?
Oh, people were throwing stuff.
A lot of
Georgia is going to look like a legitimate picnic compared to what is going to happen at the end of this game when AC Milan find themselves in position to pull a win, and that penalty just gets called. Damn shame about that first PK getting saved, but keeper was off his line, so he got another shot. AC Milan wins.
Ooh. All right.
And Serie A, people on top of Serie A nod their head quietly and walk back into the shadows.
All right. I hope you're. Look, I'm going to be wearing my 2006 third team, the third jersey. I'll be wearing that. That's fine. But you know, I just the firepower is what it is. Ante Rebic went cold the last game. Rafael Leao has cinder block feet.
Oh, we're talking about a different kind of firepower here, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh my God! Look. Canalglu's blocking Milan fans on Twitter.
That's true. That's happening.
Yeah, that's happening. Donnarumma's contract situation is he's getting harassed by the ultras. So all right. There's just a lot of chaos right now for a team that was not in chaos earlier in the season. That's all I'm saying. I don't like chaos internally within a squad. It happens for everyone, but I don't like it at this point in the season. And Frank Kessie is tired. He can't. I don't think he can do the heavy lifting that he was doing earlier in the year. Zlatan is out with a knee injury, even though he's going to be on the sidelines yelling at people. So. All right, Jason.
Well, when I saw those numbers on Atalanta being a home dog in this game, where they're the second best team in the league all season, and Milan needs to win to potentially keep everybody's favorite Juventus out of the Champions League next year. We don't even have to ban them. They just don't even qualify. You might ban them for future years just so it doesn't get held over. When you see those things, this comes to mind.
It's simple. It's easy. Read between the lines.
Black helicopters will be flying over the stadium in Bergamo.
In formation.
Atalanta thinks about scoring a goal. They're going to pop back up. Milan wins.
Guy leans in from the side. He leans in. He's like,
if you understand what's happening when those black beauties take off and then they're hovering over the stadium, if you understand what is happening there.
Milan wins. Jackie Fresh is going to give you an Inter jersey. Bernd is asking if you're going to wear an Atalanta jersey on the weekend.
Wow.
Yep.
Evil shenanigans.
Yep.
Oh, it's going to be so pretty watching all these games.
The son of Jor-El has turned to the dark side. My goodness.
Carl and Jor-El, man, that's a bad mix up there, brother.
American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And look, I tell everyone I don't gamble with my heart. I gamble with this, and I can see of any league, Black Helicopter Magic to teach Juve a lesson. It would be Serie A.
Yep.
Yeah.
There are only 2 leagues in the world that would pull these kind of shenanigans, and that'd be the Russian league and this league.
Yep.
I can see it happening, and
it's going to be amazing television. I tell you right now, Jack.
I'm going to roll with it. That's all I'm going to say. I'm leave my pick. I'm going to roll with it. But I'm just saying, if any league can pull it off, there's a reason why the referees are driving around in custom sports
in the very pretty Lamborghinis, in the Ferraris.
That's true.
I saw the Lamborghini SUV today. The what is it? The Ursu or whatever it is.
A Lamborghini SUV.
There's a Lamborghini SUV now.
It's got to get like 4 feet to the gallon.
Hold on, I can pull up some. I saw it today on 285. Yeah, getting on to Peachtree Industrial. I saw said Lamborghini. It was a matte black. It was beautiful. It's a beautiful paint job. But I will say this.
Jackie Fresh is lighting you up in the Twitch.
What's he lighting me up for now?
He's gone full heel turn, dude.
It's gone full heel.
What's he popping off with now?
He says that your egghead. That's what I cook eggs on, is my dad's head.
My dad's head. You calling me egghead.
Wow.
Look, are you hearing this mess?
Oh no, I heard it.
Oh. Amazing. This is what happens. Your own son lighting you up on Twitch. Just getting killed. This is it. I'm getting nuked by my own son on Twitch.
I mean, you did bring it on yourself.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. We should probably stop before you get in more trouble.
I will remember this well.
See, and then I think that this is probably a good time where we all should just bid good evening, so you can address this with your young.
Oh, no, he's over at his mom's house. That's the thing.
Even better.
Okay.
He's in the safety of his mom's house right now, dodging bedtime for sure because it's 9:35. Bedtime for you, kid. Get to bed. But yeah. So anyway.
Well, we will end the show with one last piece of tabloid news from Denmark.
Okay. Is it our boy?
Yep. Nicholas Bentner. Headline in I don't even know how to pronounce this outlet, but it is Danish. Bentner enjoyed the sun with new woman.
Oh, that's right. Because we showed we looked at the video of the new apartment.
That's right.
For, what's her face?
No, well, yeah. I mean, Feline has not been spotted with any man, but Nicholas Bentner has been spotted with an unidentified woman enjoying the sun, enjoying each other, and an ice cream.
In that order.
And an ice cream.
Maybe we do need a Bentner sounder, Will. That's true. We do need one of those for sure. But that's the latest Nicholas Bentner update. They did not hold hands, by the way. The tabloid lets us know.
They had an ice cream, though.
They had an ice cream, but they did not hold hands.
It's not, that relationship is not long for this world. They're not holding hands.
That is your Nicholas Bentner update. Jackie Fresh has bid us all good night. He's gone to bed, he says.
Love you, buddy.
And Nick has been disowned by his son live on Soccer Over There.
Live on Twitch. This is happening.
Yes, this is what can happen on Soccer Over There. Jarrett, you won last week. You got anything you want to say before we leave?
Believe in yourselves. It's going to be okay. Aim, you know what? Shoot for the moon. Because even if you miss, the gravity's not going to be enough, and you're going to float off into the darkness anyway.
He's true.
You ain't going to make the stars.
That's
you're
correct.
Die long before you get to the stars to land among them.
That is correct.
Yeah.
That is true. That is gravitationally accurate.
Okay. All right.
Nihilist Moment was brought to you by...
Sure. John? I don't know how you follow that, but go ahead.
I defer to Jared. I like to hear about gravity, and so Jared.
Now I hit the rim. It's boom, click and go back this way. Boom, here, click and go that way.
That's my thought for the day and week and life.
What my thought is I'm going to eat dinner. That's what I got to do.
Yeah. I did that earlier, so I'm good. I'm gonna have another Bravazzi and try to stop crying because I've been laughing so hard at Jackie Fresh disowning Nick on live on Soccer Over There.
It's the highlight of the night.
Nick, you can send us home if you still have a home.
Mucha therapy bills, y'all.
All the therapy.
Yeah, all of that.